How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We just had a Bitcoin crash. I know that sounds crazy, but it just happened. We had a $7,000 candle in just a few minutes for Bitcoin. Actually, I can show you exactly how quickly it happened. We had a $7,000 candle in 3 minutes. Bitcoin went from 98,000 all the way down to 91,000. I want to explain why this happened, what's going to happen in the future, why I'm not worried about this. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. If you do want to trade crypto, there is a link underneath the video to CoinW. There's a link to Blofin. There's a link to BTCC. Of course, do your own due diligence. Check their terms and conditions. Make sure that you're comfortable with trading on exchanges because that comes with risk from the exchange perspective and from liquidation standpoints. But when you see a rebound like this, typically this is a decent time to be longing the market. And with really no bad news, this was manipulation. With no bad news behind this, I think we're in store for a pretty nice rebound. I could always be wrong. We could always fall further. But how cool is it that we're talking about a flash crash where we went down $7,000 like a devil candle? You know, we talk about God candles, but like a devil candle. Hopefully that doesn't offend people in the comments. But we're falling down to 91,000. How cool is that? From the peak, we're down 14,000 and we're still above 90,000 per coin. We bounced back up to 97 too. So yeah, it's an okay time in the market. Don't be too worried in my opinion. We continue to get good news. We'll talk about why this happened though. Definitely manipulation. And also, if you want to see what I'm selling or buying, I have been posting that in the Patreon. I don't talk about the Patreon much, but I just made my first sell of a long-standing crypto, actually my second largest position. I talked about that last night in the Patreon, and yeah, it was a good sell. It's down from where we were, and I fully expect crypto to continue moving up, but I am starting to take profits on some altcoins. So if you want to see that, there's a link underneath the video to the Patreon. I don't post about trading in there because that's too risky. It's too time sensitive. I just, every so often, like maybe once a week, maybe even less than that, talk about crypto that I bought or sold, and then I'm dollar cost averaging into VOO. So I don't post much, but if you want to know like when I do trim during the bull market, you can check that out. Now, we just had a bunch of liquidations. Look at this. We had about 554 million in the last 4 hours, and actually it just ticked over. I actually recorded this video and the audio didn't work, and it was about 400 million in the last 1 hour wrecked. We have 800 million in the last 24 hours, a lot of longs. And it's so obvious what happened. Like you can see over a 3-minute time span, we went from 98 to 91. This is all liquidations and manipulation. This isn't, in my opinion, some large seller that's like, I'm out of Bitcoin and I'm selling my 50,000 Bitcoin. No, I don't think that's the case because you wouldn't see a rebound like this. You wouldn't see us go right back up pretty much to where we were before. No, this looks like a forced liquidation. Like someone came in and said, hey, if I dump a bunch of Bitcoin or short Bitcoin, it will send it down. I can make money on the short side. Then I'll start buying it right back up. I'll go long the market and then, flush out a bunch of longs and make a ton of money. When you're larger, when you're a whale, you can do stuff like that. You can manipulate the market to make money. That's what they do. It could also be exchanges. Sometimes exchanges do that. But yeah, I'm not too worried about this. We don't really have any bad news. I mean, there was this earthquake and tsunami that could affect the market a little bit, and hearts out to the people that are affected by that in real life. But I don't think that's really going to affect Bitcoin much. But yeah, this kind of liquidation does happen during bull markets, during bear markets. You can see, though, a lot of the longs were liquidated. Now it's a bunch of shorts that would get liquidated if we move back up. And typically that's what happens. People that are long get liquidated. People that are short that get liquidated if they're too aggressive, and you can get stopped out. What you want to do, I think, is long. If you're going to long at all, go long when we're at support, when we've fallen down a decent amount, and then just try to get to that next level where you're not worried about liquidations. Like I'm not worried about liquidations on a lot of these positions because, yeah, my liquidation point on like this Bitcoin position is in the 40,000. So I'm not worried about it really. But we're starting to get more and more news that is good. We continue to get good news every single day. Publicly traded company BitFuFu discloses 1,664 Bitcoin treasury. I think they're like a cloud company and self-mining company. But yeah, they are a NASDAQ company that has a bunch of Bitcoin, and Semler Scientific acquired another 303 Bitcoin. They're up over 100% since they announced their Bitcoin strategy, and they've made about 40 million in profit as well. So yeah, I think they're happy with this method, and I think they're going to continue to get more and more Bitcoin. A lot of companies are. MicroStrategy down about 5% on the day. Would not be surprised to see that they bought Bitcoin too, because they went down throughout the day when Bitcoin was still holding pretty strong. So I think they sold a bunch of shares to buy more Bitcoin. And this is going to continue to happen. We're going to see more liquidations. Just the other day, Michael Saylor talked about how he thinks Bitcoin's going to crash. It's going to crash from 180 down to 140, and people are going to freak out. And then it's going to crash from 300 down to 250, and that's going to continue to happen. There are going to be liquidations. It's okay, right? That is healthy for the market. And actually, let me pull this up. I am subscribed to Into the Cryptoverse. This is there's a link to this underneath the video too for 10% off. But this is Benjamin Cohen's website. Our risk level just went down pretty significantly. We went from a couple weeks ago when we were at 88K, 0.635 risk. Now we're at 0.60 risk, 61 risk, and we're $7,000 higher. Risk comes down a lot when we have these type of flushes, right? Right now, the summary risk for on-chain, price metrics, and social is under 0.5. So this is not overheated in a lot of ways. A lot of that is drawn down by the social metrics. So not too many people are coming into the crypto market and subscribing to YouTube or Twitter. But on-chain looks a little bit hotter. Price metrics looks like it's about in the middle. So if you want to like kind of check up on this to see when you might want to sell or dollar cost average out, you can check it out underneath the video. I'm going to be using this. I did, like I said, just dollar cost average out of a position. It's not a huge position. It's a couple percent of my crypto portfolio. But I did start to take a little bit of profit because, you know, we are moving up. We've moved up a lot, and I do want to take profit, not from Bitcoin right now, but I did want to take profit from an altcoin. So again, if you want to check that out, it's a pretty well-known altcoin, maybe the most well-known altcoin. So if you want to check out the link to the Patreon, you can. Again, don't have a ton of expectations come in like that. I'm going to post all the time. It's maybe one post a week. And I dollar cost average into some other non-risky, non-aggressive stocks too. Let me know your thoughts underneath the video. Really appreciate it. Again, check out the links if you do want to get like on the other side of the risk spectrum, like very risky. There are the links to the leverage exchanges. Of course, though, make sure you understand you can lose your money in a variety of ways. Thank you so much. I'll see you all in the